look at the problem and say, well, it's just so big, where would you even start? I think we've just got to start.
Well, look at this. This is such an interesting story. I'm so glad you're here. We have Bucky Rogers with Benjamin House Ministries, and you live in Spartanburg.
We do.
Right? You and your wife, and you are going to move to Africa.
Yeah, next March.
Next March, moving to Uganda, and you're going to establish an orphan care initiative. And it's going to be chronicled in a documentary, which is very exciting too, called This Is Home. That'll premiere September 24th, Upward Star Center is where that'll premiere.
Yes.
So tell me what made you think, I mean, moving your family to Uganda, what brought that decision on?
Yeah, it's not exactly a politically correct thing, but about 18 years ago, Jesus purchased my life. And so I don't get to call the shots anymore, and at that point I had to sort of write him a blank check of whatever God wanted me to do and wherever he wanted me to go, I was going to say yes. And he has called my wife and I to go and to affect the orphan care situation in Uganda. And
so you said that why Uganda? I mean, what specifically brought you interested in going there to start this initiative?
Yeah, the 20 years war with Joseph Kony and all of that mess, and the AIDS crisis in sub-Saharan Africa has turned Uganda into really a nation of children. Some statistics say even upwards of 75% of the nation is under 18, and so it's not unusual to see a young girl of 12 raising 4 or 5 younger siblings because their parents are deceased or you know, in that vulnerable state. And so while there are problems and issues everywhere, and God has really just sort of tied our hearts to Uganda and wanting to do something about that.
And I know that you said, you know, in orphan care system and also a family restoration. So explain exactly what that is.
Yeah. For us, institutions don't change kids' lives, families do. And so we're not interested in just going over and creating a really nice orphanage and a place where kids will feel at home and welcome. We want to place them into families. We want them to have a mom and a dad. We want them to know what it's like to feel hope and to feel secure and to have a kiss on the forehead at night and to know what it's like to sleep without fear. And so we want to restore families. Many families in Uganda have been split up. Many of the children that are in orphanages are not true orphans. They have parents, but their parents have given up parental rights because they can't afford to care for them. And so we want to restore those families and put them back together.
Interesting. And now, how are you funding all of this? That's an important question.
It is an important question, especially for somebody like me who's a numbers guy.
Oh,
I like to have all of my T's crossed, my I's dotted, and none of this makes sense in an earthly perspective. But we're just trusting that God's going to do that, and we're telling our story. Part of the documentary that's going to be unveiled on September 24th at the Star Center chronicles that story. And what I'm finding more and more is that the more we tell this story, the more I'm discovering that people are just waiting for an opportunity to invest in something that's bigger than themselves and to see their dollars accomplish literally changing children's lives and saving kids' lives.
Well, tell us how we can support if you feel called. And like you said, sometimes we just need to know what to do. We want to do something, and we want to help, you know, these children, like you said, these families. I mean, how important, you know, family is. So how do we help support you?
Yeah, you can partner with us. Just head over to benjaminhouse.net, and there are plenty of ways there to support us. We'll have child sponsorships coming as soon as we move over. The biggest way is to come out for the event at the Star Center on September 24th. I despise name dropping, but there are going to be some really awesome people there, and so it's going to be the place to be on September 24th.
Okay, and where exactly is that?
The Upward Star Center up near 85 on the Highway 29 area.
Okay, so September 24th, you can see the documentary, and we wish you the best of luck, and we hope you'll come back and tell us all about the adventure.
We'd love to.
And it's exciting. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. All right, well.